Take Coffee with Jexo, where we scan through the last week news and updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. In this week's episode, we are going to talk about a new navigation in Jira Work Management, Atlassian's response to OpenSSL v3 vulnerability, new marketplace security requirements, a Valiantys that is about to acquire AdTech consulting business. We will also have a look at the events this week in the ecosystem and the new Confluence templates. And finally, the article of the week, which is really interesting one. It's the Atlassian's Q1 financial year 23 letter to shareholders. The links for the sources of the topics we are going to discuss today are all linked in the description, so don't forget to check them out. And before we start, just a quick introduction. I'm Nikki, and I have a Biro here with me.
Good morning.
We are the founders of Jexo, a fast-growing marketplace partner that focuses on work management apps for Jira Cloud. You can check out more about what we do on our website, jexo.io. And one more thing before we go to the main news. It's really quick one. Atlassian was nominated as a leader in the 2022 Gartner Magic Quadrant for IT service management platforms.
Yay, finally a leader.
Yeah, well, they were always a leader, I think.
I think they were disruptors first, but they moved into leaders now.
Oh, really? Well, congratulations to the team. It's really well deserved.
Yes, and we start the week of news with an announcement about new security requirements for app makers like us. Yay, more rules. I kid. This is good actually. Gives more customers confidence in installing and using apps like ours. So yeah, tighten that belt as much as you need, Atlassian. We'll take it. We'll make it. Jokes aside, what is this announcement exactly? Well, for those in the loop, you'll know Atlassian announced a while ago some improvements to the security program, and this post is to acknowledge these new requirements entering in effect as of 31st of October. There is extensive documentation on the updated security requirements for marketplace partners, but just as a short reminder, some of the updates include making some best practices as standards now. For example, not using more privileges that you need, better structuring requirements into 5 categories: authentication and authorization, data protection, application security, privacy, and vulnerability management, as well as separating requirements based on development platform and introducing platform-specific requirements. Apart from that, there are improvements to app scanning and launching soon the Forge app scanning, where in the past only Connect app scanning was possible. And Atlassian team will be testing apps to make sure they comply. But yeah, if you're an Atlassian marketplace partner and not up to speed with all of this stuff, I do strongly recommend that you do ASAP, as these changes are already launched.
I think this is a great post also for all Jira admins or Atlassian admins that want to stay up to date with the latest security requirements for marketplace apps. It's really interesting to read this.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, big updates are coming to Jira Work Management navigation. New navigation will have a project in the left side of the panel, so you can easily switch in between the projects, and the different project views like timeline, Kanban, and list will move to the top horizontal navigation. There are also other improvements coming to Jira Work Management projects like dark mode, keyboard shortcuts in the list view, and so on. So if you are using Jira Work Management projects or any of your teams, make sure that you share this announcement with them so they are not confused what happened to the navigation.
All right, and from that, we're moving on to something more serious. On 1st of November, OpenSSL security team published an advisory revealing vulnerabilities in versions of OpenSSL 3.0. The team also fixed the issues in version 3.0.7 and advised upgrading to this specific version. To that matter, Atlassian published an announcement post in the same day, highlighting their teams reviewing the cloud, server, and data center products, as well as the marketplace apps. This initial post is just that, a notification that they're aware and investigating. But if you scroll down the post, you'll see a comment from 2 days later detailing their findings. Both cloud and server products are safe as they don't use the affected version of OpenSSL. The Atlassian team also mentioned they checked all of the data center and server marketplace apps, as well as Forge ones, and there's no issues found there. They are still checking Connect apps, but given the code in Connect app is not fully readable by Atlassian, the suggestion is for you to go ahead and also double check your app libraries and code to make sure you're not affected. So yeah, Connect app makers, read the OpenSSL advisory, check your apps, and if by chance you're using OpenSSL prior to version 3.0.7, upgrade ASAP.
There's probably also recommendations for administrators, again, to reach out to marketplace partner themselves and check for this vulnerability. Isn't that right?
Yeah, true. Well, now let's move on to events. A few great events organized by partners this week, starting today with an interactive workshop from Expium about migrating to cloud. Tomorrow, Venator is, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Venator is hosting an in-person event with an experience that I'd honestly love to have been part of, karting at the Hockenheim Ring.
What?
One of my favorite racing tracks, to be honest. So, well, I mean, maybe next time I'll be able to attend. I'll just keep an eye on all of their events. Make sure that next time I'm there. Another interesting event happening this week is the Safe European Symposium in Frankfurt, an in-person event with great speakers and plenty of talks. Just one note, it is sold out, but if you're interested in attending, there's another one happening in Paris on 15th and one in London on 17th of November. And that's a summary of this week's events. As always, navigate to Goosely Calendar for details about everything we mentioned.
So many events. Are you sure you still can't get the flight ticket for the first one with the karting?
No, because it's happening tomorrow.
Oh, too late then. Next time. Well, now let's have a look at the great news for all Confluence lovers. Confluence released 10 new templates, like, for example, customer journey mapping, vendor agreement, dependency mapping, change management plan, HR knowledge base, and more. This brings the number of Confluence templates that you can use to more than 100. So if you're using Confluence, go and check out the templates.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now changing pace a bit in acquisition news, Valiantys has entered an agreement with AdTech to buy out the consulting part of our business. So Valiantys has been in the news in spring and summer this year for having a majority stake acquired by Keensight Capital and then another round of investment from Tercera. Both of these partnerships in order to enable Valiantys to acquire and expand its growth in the marketplace. So last week, Valiantys announced the first in what I'm expecting to be a suite of acquisitions in the upcoming period, entering into an agreement with AdTech, a platinum solution partner focused on DevOps, as well as a silver marketplace partner. AdTech decided to focus on their marketplace app development business, thus the decision to sell their consultancy business to Valiantys. We wish both of these partners congrats and best of luck. We're intrigued and excited to see where Valiantys goes next, as well as looking forward for AdTech to continue to grow their marketplace presence.
Congratulations, Valiantys. It's really great news and to see your business growth as well. Well, now to the article of the week. We will have a look at the newly released Atlassian Q1 financial year 23 letter to shareholders. So hard to pronounce. I think this one was quite anticipated. Everyone was waiting for this quarter's financial review, so let's have a look. The letter covers not only the highlights of what Atlassian achieved in the last quarter, like new Atlassian Together subscription offering that is targeting work management market, a new large-scale event, but also they shared that the Atlassian Analytics transitioned to open beta, and they also shared that they are going to be going to the general availability, which is planned for later this fiscal year. There were also notes on the current economic situation in the world and its effects on Atlassian. Atlassian is seeing a slower rate of free instances being converted to the paid plans, but they also started seeing a slower rate in paid seats from existing customers as the company slowed down their hiring pace. Despite that, Atlassian added 6,550 new customers this quarter, which brings their total to almost 250,000 customers, and the subscription revenue grew 50% year over year. Atlassian is also still hiring and added almost 1,000 net new Atlassians and believes that hiring in the current economic situation is to their advantage. If you're interested in more details and financial numbers, have a look at the report and you can find everything there.
Yeah, that's, honestly, looking at the news in the past week or so before Atlassian announced their earnings, it was expected. Google, Facebook, Meta, everyone else has been having drop in revenue over the last quarter and during this economic downturn. So I think it's expected. I think the kind of like crash in their share, kind of like their team shares numbers is a bit too drastic, because again, it was something that it was expected. But anyways, that's my own opinion. Let us know in the comments what do you think about this quarter's number, as well as what's happening with the team stock.
And no financial advice. And that's about it for the news about Atlassian. I hope you enjoyed Monday Coffee with Jexo, whether you're watching us live or recorded later. And just a reminder, all the links for all the topics that we discussed today are in the description, so don't forget to check them out. And to make sure you don't miss the latest and greatest from the Atlassian news, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great week, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.